All right, welcome to Setting the Edge, brought to you by Five Reasons Sports. Andy is on his playoff A game. Um, you guys, thankfully, that was timed up very well. We are here to talk about the NFL divisional round. It is a great weekly show that we do. We are a little bit shorthanded tonight, kind of like the Miami Heat, but we won't talk about the Miami Heat because everybody else does that on this network. We are going to talk about the divisional round of the playoffs. We have 8 teams left, 4 games, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. It's a great weekend of football, and really looking forward to these games. In our competition, we are coming to the tail end here. Let me get the records up here so everybody can see, and Andy can do his little,
qué rico.
So Andy is still on top, 57-34 overall. He went 5-1 last week. Normally it's 5 picks a week. Obviously, last week there were 6 games, so we went ahead and 6 picks. Ray is right behind him. He did pass Major last week, going 3-3 on the week. Everyone besides Major went 3-3. Below Andy, obviously, he went 5-1. Major is at 53-37-1, so 1 game behind Ray. And then myself and Tony both went 3-3, so we stayed. Basically, we made up a little ground on Major. We are at 48-43, and Tony is at 47-44, so he's 1 game below me. So there is, I'm 5 games behind Major. If you do the numbers, there are 4 games this week. There's 7 games remaining. I'm sure we'll probably do some things as we get to the smaller cards in the conference and Super Bowl. But for this week, we just have 4 games against the spread. Still doing the same competition that we always do, and you can check that out. We'll post those as we go through the week. So we will start off with the first game of the week. Let me get this screen out of the way. And our line for this one, there we go. Texans and Chiefs. Texans -8. I'm sorry, Chiefs -8. Texans -8 would not be a good bet. Chiefs -8 at home, number 1 seed in the AFC. The defending Super Bowl champions. This is the first game on Saturday. We're going to go in the order of how these happen over the weekend. And I will let the number 1 leader in the clubhouse, Andy, go first.
El campeón, el animal, la bestia. I gotta glow a little bit, bro, because y'all was hating on me last week. I only missed on one play. One play that I don't even know why I picked the Steelers. I think I did that just to go against Sean. Because in real life, I did play the Ravens, and I went 6-0. Beautiful, beautiful weekend. Beautiful weekend. Right now, Chiefs -8 is the play, just as Major Money said in the comments below. Texans, they looked great last weekend against a fraud. That doesn't make them any less of a fraud. That doesn't make them any better on offense. It was a defensive showdown until the very end where Herbert self-destructed. It took like 5 Chargers turnovers for them to put up 32 points. In Arrowhead, this is going to be a double-digit game. Breezing for the Chiefs.
Ray.
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL's darling. They're well rested. This is Arrowhead. This is what they do. I like CJ Stroud, but I also think that the Chiefs have a really, really good defense. And like, I think it's better than the Chargers, and I also think that you're not going to get 5 turnovers out of greasy hair Daniel Jones. That's about who that guy is at this point to me. It's greasy hair Daniel Jones. He's got a little bit of acne. That's who Justin Herbert is. Get Herbie fully loaded out my face. CJ Stroud, good luck next year. Chiefs -8. And I know the parlay didn't hit, but we had some fun watching it. And I got a little one for y'all too. So take Kelsey in this. Just do it. Like this is where they didn't utilize him a whole lot this year. They kind of moved around, did what they needed to do, but like this is Kelsey time. This is Kelsey and Mahomes magic. Take Travis Kelsey to get a touchdown, and we'll keep moving with this. We'll hit a parlay this week.
Yeah, we're going to be in unison on this one. I don't think there's any surprise here that we're all going to be back in the Chiefs. I have no confidence in the Texans. I am surprised that they did take care of business last week. But it was a weird game. Lots of turnovers on both sides. It was an odd Saturday game. And back again on Saturday, first game. That's kind of the Texans thing. I just don't see it extending anymore. I think the Chiefs take care of business. I think they're healthy. I think they're getting 2 weeks to prepare, and they just know how to take care. Maybe a team that comes out of Wild Card Weekend looks a little bit better. People get excited, think about the number. It's more than a touchdown. No, I don't believe the Chiefs are going to be close. I've teased the Chiefs down. That's the only thing I have right now as far as a bet. I will be locking in this touchdown parlay after we get done here. But, I think if you have it it's not going to get below a touchdown unless we get some shocking news that, Travis Kelce's got norovirus and Patrick Mahomes lost his leg in a car accident or something. But it's going to be 8.5. It'll probably tick up. But I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs here.
He could lose his leg, and they would still have him favored by 8.
If Carson Wentz plays, then I would take the Texans.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Fact. I think they would start Travis Kelce at quarterback since he played in high school. Listen, you stay out of this. All right. Let's go to the next game on Saturday. Commanders at the Lions. Again, the number 1 seed in the NFC this time. Commanders, big win last week. Jaden Daniels, his story. We talked about rookies winning on the road in the playoffs, and that doesn't really happen. And Jaden Daniels, I don't believe they punted the entire game, if I remember that right. That's happened a couple times this season.
Caleb Williams, take note.
Yeah,
that's how you do that shit.
That's how you do it, bro.
It is pretty wild.
On the road.
Yeah, and now they get to go up quite a big level here, and they're going to go to Detroit to be indoors, obviously, at the Lions, minus 9.5 for the Lions. Let's have Ray go first this time.
I mean, come on. We already know how this works. I've said all season that's the Super Bowl. That's my Super Bowl pick. I don't care about nobody else. I want to see the Rams win the Super Bowl. I've backed them for almost most of the year. If I would have backed him all year long, I'd be ahead of Andy at this point. I kick myself for it. But either way, give me the Lions minus 9.5. I like Jaden Daniels. I really do. But this is the other thing. The Lions also well rested. Gonna get a couple pieces back defensively. Major, don't worry about it. I got this. Sit there. You're not even at work. Just be quiet. It's okay.
What are you referring to?
You already know, Andre. You know exactly this money. But the Lions defense is a grade up above the Buccaneers defense. I'm sorry. And it's the same thing with Stroud. Good luck. This is how I'll see you next year. And that's about how it works. Andy,
go on.
You want to go ahead and get it out of the way?
Yo, so for our faithful viewers, I think you remember around week 6, week 7, me and Ray, was talking hypotheticals, but we did shake on air that if this matchup specifically, Commanders versus Lions, were to happen, I was gonna back my boy Jaden Daniels, and Ray was gonna back the Lions. I didn't really think that was gonna happen, mainly because we put down an absurd amount of monies. $250.
Absurd amount of money.
It was almost $1,000. We brought it down to $250, and now the moment of truth is here, and I am very scared. I didn't think this was going to happen. Why did the bracket do that? Why? Why wasn't it Philly versus Washington, though? Anyway, I'm a man of my word. Ray's definitely a man of his word in this situation, so we got this going. But that means I got to be faithful to my pick, man. Commanders plus 9.5. What you guys think this is? This is not no kindergarten team. This is a team that just went on the road to Baker's house. They just gave Mike Evans an entire day dedicated to him in Florida, and they spanked him in his own house, bro. You think the commanders who are commanding are afraid of the Lions? The Lions, then, they're going to get the arrow. Boom! Well, I don't think commanders have arrows. But for this situation, they do. Get that buckshot. Bow! And get the Lions out of here. Commanders, Eagles, NFC Championship game, guys. Let's go. And that's a Bet the House special.
I'm just trying to figure out what the hell in his mind, the picture of a commander, what it looks like.
Well,
what did I text you?
Andy,
well,
and
I got something else to say, actually.
I was like, what the hell are you doing?
I got a little too excited. No,
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm backing the Commanders with the spread. However,
go ahead.
I don't really think they're gonna win, Ray. So I'm gonna need you to hook it up over here. I'm gonna need you to hook it up. We're gonna have to do something about that. I was wrong.
Say you're sorry.
I was wrong, Ray. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for thinking that the Commanders and the Lions weren't going to face each other. Now that they are, I got my tail between my legs. Mm-hmm. I got my ears down. Man, I'm sorry, man. I don't want to go through with this bet. I tried to push through.
All right.
What can we do? What are we going to do, man?
I'm going to break my own rule here. I'm going to cash out. You give me $100 right now. You give me $100. Because I'll be real with you. I'd feel miserably terrible taking. Well, I wouldn't feel that miserable, but I saw how much money you won a couple of days ago, and I'm happy for you because you was asking all kinds of stupid ass questions to Sean. I think Sean was gonna stroke the hell out if you didn't figure that shit.
2-point conversions and the kickoff. That shit was weird, bro.
Send me $100. Go ahead. You can do it while we're on stream. I'll tell you what my Venmo is. You send it to me on stream, $100, and I'll let you slide.
And we cash out. You're clicking the purple button right now.
Ray makes, as long as Ray makes money in this situation, Ray wins.
Hey,
see? Look at me.
Hey, I think this is a smart move on both parties. I'm not complaining, bro. The only problem is I ain't got no Venmo. You got some PayPal?
Yeah. Welcome to the party, because this guy, every time we do Survivor, this month, he's like, "Oh, you got can I send you a cashier's check? Can I go get a Western Union?"
Brother, you ain't got an Apple. Oh no, you ain't even got a fucking iPhone. God.
You ain't got no Zelle. You ain't got no PayPal. You can send me your PO box. I can send you a check in the mail. It might get there in 7 to 16 business days.
I'll get my money from you. Don't worry.
I'm just gonna put a cap on this. So what we have just seen here is a live in-person cash out, not just the cash out that you see on like DraftKings, FanDuel, those other places. Now we have it happening live and in person. There was a bet that was made on this show. Now we have the cash out. Ray's $100 richer. Congratulations, Ray.
$300, bro.
You have made more money
I'm gonna start talking
than any of us in the show's history. So thank you.
I gotta talk less smack, guys. That's what I gotta do.
Congratulations. I'll be quick since everybody else made their pick. Andy, I appreciate you because that is giving all of us a chance to make up a game. I'm also going with the Lions, the best team in NFL. I know they're banged up, but they are going to blow up that Commanders defense. This is not JV anymore. We're not playing the team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I do like, and I like Baker. But look, this is a whole nother level now. And the Lions are going to be rested. They are going to be ready. They are going to be indoors. They're going to blow the doors off of the Commanders. So the cute story of the Commanders, great season, great rookie year for Jaden Daniels. See you later. Ray, what was your touchdown for this game?
Sam Laporta. I know a lot of people like, Jameson Williams. I think he's gotten real hot. Obviously, Gibbs is there. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the best wide receivers in football. But they're going to be able to like work their way into the red zone, and they like to do a lot of real cutesy, nonsensical shit. I know it's the playoffs, and you like things tighten up, and you get more serious, and you know what I'm saying. But Laporta is one of their big red zone guys, and I like him. So give me Sam Laporta on this. Okay.
All right, let's go to the next game. Rams and Eagles. I guess since everyone else has went first, I'll go first this time. Again, Eagles -6 at home. Obviously, so far it's 3 for 3 for the home teams being favored. We'll get to the next one, which is a closer one. Rams. I don't know if I want to say surprising because they did beat the Vikings earlier in the season, but the Vikings only had 5 losses, twice to the Lions, twice to the Rams the week following playing the Lions, both times. And it sounds like there was some buzz that the Lions, and obviously the last week of the season, big win against the Vikings, kind of exposed some things. And I know Ray and I both made some money off of this last night. We profited off the fact that we said Sam Darnold, where they say only so long that big thugs can pretend or whatever the hell it is, like something there's a line. He got reality last night. And that man, Ray just made more money than anybody on this show. Sam Darnold rivals Jimmy Butler and how much money he's lost over the last 2 weeks because that man, he cost himself big money because now teams are going to look at him in free agency as Sam Darnold, the guy that we thought he was when he went to, the Jets, to the Panthers. And I think he's better than what he's shown the last 2 weeks, but look, he did not show it when the lights were brightest. So Rams get, through. Rams are hot. They're playing well on both sides of the ball. They got weapons on offense. They got a quarterback winning Super Bowl winning quarterback, Super Bowl winning coach coming into Philadelphia. Philadelphia looked good, I guess, but kind of clunky at times in that game. The Eagles are just such a weird team because they almost play with their food. They're very dominant, but they're also they don't do it in a flashy way. That being said, I wish I didn't have to go first on this one because I want to counter. I'm going to go Eagles.
Yep. That makes sense.
I do think there is a chance that this Lions team can come into Philadelphia and beat them. But I will say that we got to keep in mind that while last night, I think that there was a little bit, and Ray can attest to this, when the Saints came out after the Hurricane Katrina and had that spark. And last night, I think there was a little bit of a spark. Spark's probably not the term we should be using right now when we're talking about fires, but there was an energy that they had.
An aura.
Yeah, playing for their city. I think it starts to wear on you after time, though, too. And there's going to be a difficult time. There's supposed to be, continuing problems, and now they got to travel across to the East Coast. There's a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take the Eagles. Let's go Andy second.
This is a tough game. I didn't believe in the Rams last night. It cost me $300. I cashed out like our man Ray did, and I feel like this cash out this week is going to hurt me too, but because every time Ray has a rule, every time you cash out, it hurts you. But he just made money. I'm the one who's going to lose money back-to-back weekends. I feel it. I'm not betting against these Rams ever again. I'm not betting against Super Bowl champ Matt Stafford ever again. 6 points is not enough. Or is it too much? In this case, it's too many points. Way too many points. There's no way to losing by 7. Give me Rams, and I'll see y'all Rams versus Ravens in the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding, but I think they got a good chance to cover this, man. It's gonna be a good game. Eagles, they play down to their competition a lot like the Miami Hurricanes football teams have been doing the last quarter century. They don't match up to their talent. They match to whoever they're going against, and the Rams that have this pedigree, this experience, they might take these guys for a ride.
I hate agreeing with Andy. I really do. But
if you would agree with me more, you'd make a lot more money this season, just saying.
Did you bet on the Rams to score a touchdown? No. Or the Rams defense to score a touchdown? No, you did
No,
not.
but you guys are like Socrates out here. Nostradamus, man. Goddamn.
Shout out Sean, man, because I saw that parlay and I was like, I don't know if the Jettis thing, I was terrified of the Jettis thing.
You're muted.
You're muted, I think, yeah.
Sorry, I'm muted like Sam Darnold to have at least an interception. Rams defensive touchdown. Rams spread, I forget what the other leg was.
And a Jetta's touchdown. That was the one that scared me. And I was like, I don't know, but I like touchdowns.
It was a risk-free bet, so I was throwing out, just different spots. But yeah.
This close, man. This close. But I gotta go with the Rams, man. I mean, they were booing the Eagles at home in the playoffs because they were playing like shit. And it's not like that's gonna go away. Like wherever Tony's at, if he's watching, if your kids are throwing up and you're not, whatever. If you are, good for you. But like Tony's got to look at like what they were doing and be like, I'm really glad the Toyota Thon wasn't going on because otherwise Green Bay was fixing it. And also Green Bay, like that was weird. I haven't seen a team just like systematically fall apart like every 3.5 plays, like. Whatever. Yeah, like the Packers did, but like it was ridiculous. Like it was every time they went out, somebody else went down for them. I don't think it's gonna happen with the Rams. I think the Rams can keep this really competitive. I'm not necessarily sure that the Rams can win, but when you have a guy like Matthew Stafford who's won a Super Bowl, when you have a guy like Cooper Kupp who's been there through this, like when you have a coach like Sean McVay who understands the gravity of the situation that you're in this late in the game. I think that they're going to come out ready and prepared. Like they're going to have the rest of the Rams, like understanding what they're going to go through. And I just think that the Eagles are going to struggle at times. It's kind of what they've done all season. They'll play really well, and then they'll have like little goofy spells where they like a little team in, or they'll just do something stupid, or it's like, hey, you have Saquon Barkley, and for some reason, or you have AJ Brown, and for some reason you don't want to give them the ball. So like. Yeah, give me the Rams. I don't know if they can win this game, and also 6 is a number I don't like.
It's a weird number.
Yeah, it's just like if that was like it was 7.5 or something like that. That's what it came out as, or that's what you like. Okay, I can understand what's going on here with the Eagles, but like 6, yeah, give me the Rams. Give me the Rams to cover this.
Yeah. Ray, can I guess your touchdown?
Go for it.
Tyler Higbee.
I think it's Kyron Williams.
No. I genuinely considered, because you were close, Andy. I genuinely considered going all tight ends through this, but as a slight to Tony, because I always called Dallas Goedert wash, even though he'd like stiff armed that poor man into oblivion.
That was nasty.
I'm not necessarily sure that Goddard's going to score 2 weeks in a row in the playoffs. But I do like Devontae Smith.
Okay.
I think that he can get over the top of this Rams defense. Obviously, they got AJ Brown, Saquon's there, the tush push is there. But this is one of those I was looking for a little bit of value, and Devontae Smith usually sits in the plus 200 range, and anywhere from like 180 to like plus 220, something like that. So, give me Devontae Smith for this one.
All right. Last game of the day. Ravens at Bills. This is the game that has moved the most. And I will say that it's moved the most because technically speaking, it's moved 3 points. It opened as the Ravens being 1.5-point dogs, and now they are 1.5-point favorites. Just keep in mind when it moves over that, they're not going to leave it as a pick most of the time. So the difference between -1 and 1 is pretty small. At 1.5, you're not really changing much either. What do we think here? Because I think this is the premier game of the weekend. Ravens at Bills, the 2 MVP candidates basically head to head. They played earlier in the season. The Ravens beat them, and both of these teams really, you're fighting for the opportunity to dethrone the Chiefs. And you could argue that these two teams are better than the Chiefs in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. They don't have the refs, but
only one of them is going to get to play the Chiefs next week. So let's start with the champ, current champ. And I don't know what that sound was. Maybe that was your fan club. But Andy, go ahead.
Ravens is easy money, man. The Buffalo Bills at home. It might be snowing, but this Ravens team is a team of legend. This is the year that Lamar Jackson is going to take home a Super Bowl championship, not just to the city of Baltimore, but also to Broward County, where I represent. I was born in Palm Beach County. I was raised in Miami-Dade County, but I got love for Broward County. I got a lot of my homies out there. And this Ravens team is special. On offense, you cannot stop them. Like that combo of Lamar and Henry is things of legends. Things of legends. Henry's going to go for 100 plus. Lamar's going to have you guessing all game long. He's going to be scoring. I don't think the Bills have enough firepower to keep up with that, to keep up with the time of possession game. And they're going against a top-notch defense. The Bills are a great overall team. They're at home. But I just believe in this Ravens team way too much. I'm excited for this game.
Right.
This is why you went and got Derrick Henry.
Yep.
This is the game. The cold and miserable game in the middle of January in the playoffs. Obviously this is two, like Sean said, this is two premier teams, two top offenses. The Ravens defense is playing a lot better than they were at the beginning of the season. I think Buffalo is a fantastic team. This is going to be a struggle, like a flat out struggle. I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Buffalo, but I just kind of think that the way this is going to like what it's going to all boil down to is who's going to be able to run the ball more effectively. And when obviously I don't care about the quarterbacks in this situation. Like I get the James Cook thing, like he's playing well, but like man, this I'm telling you, this is the game they went and got Derrick Henry for. Like the Super Bowl, like that's Lamar Jackson will shine if they make it there, all that, so on and so forth. But like these are the games that you go and get a guy like Derrick Henry for. Show up, put down, 18, 19, 20 carries, 115 yards and a touchdown. Maybe he gives you a catch or two, and everything is hard fought. You know what I'm saying? Everything is, like I said, it's a struggle. He might bust off a couple like 10-yard runs here or there, but this is going to be like one of those games where like I think people are going to hope that they score a whole bunch of points, but like I don't know. When this game is like 16-19 or something like that, like that's exactly where I see this being. The 1.5, knowing that it's flipped from plus to minus, that kind of makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, it's give me the Ravens. I've said all year too, like the Super Bowl matchup for me is Lions and Ravens, and at this point that line is so close you can't not pick the Ravens and in good faith think that they're going to win. So Ravens minus 1.5.
And your fourth touchdown scorer is?
Sticking with tight ends, I really wanted to go with Mark Andrews, but I knew that if I went with Andrews, it would be Isaiah Likely. If I went with Isaiah Likely, it would be Mark Andrews. However, I do think Buffalo, if there's points scored, Buffalo will be able to get it done from the tight end spot, and I think Dalton Kincaid can get us in the end zone. Big target, just like Dawson Knox. You might get fried on that too. Don't be prepared to might possibly get fried and see Dawson Knox stips and vulture this touchdown. But yeah, Dalton Kincaid, big guy for them. Solid. I think those were my 10. Okay, manager. Big solid target in the red zone. A couple touchdowns this year. Good guy for Josh Allen to kind of just lob the ball up to. Yeah, Dalton Kincaid.
All right, I'm going to lock that in here in a second. For my pick, I am going to go Buffalo, partly because I want to go opposite of the leaders and I can make up a game. Partly because I'd like to see Buffalo win. What concerns me, if I'm just like looking at the game and trying to make a pick, if I was doing my research here, who's the weakest unit of the two teams? Offense, defense of the two teams.
The Ravens defense would be my.
So?
I mean, I get they're playing better, but I still think they have a couple. Well, hold up, didn't a couple of Bills players got hurt?
And there's obviously the Ravens. You're right, because the Ravens defense is not the Ravens defense of Ray Lewis and Ed Reed's days.
Right.
Like this is not that defense.
Right.
They've been better since they moved Kyle Hamilton. That's been kind of well chronicled. They moved him around, and now their defense. Now they're going against a team that has a high offense that can score. I agree with Ray that I think it's going to be low scoring, not so much because of the defenses. I think they're going to step up, but I think the Bills' defense is bad. And I that's what worries me is that if Baltimore can get up, they will sit on it. Like they will just like the Chiefs, like second half under, they will just pound the ball with Derrick Henry and Lamar and Justice Hill and all those guys. Like they will just strangle you. The clock will move so fast, the game will be over in like an hour and 15 minutes. Like it's going to be crazy. So what worries me is if Buffalo, let's say Josh Allen, I know he doesn't turn it over a lot, but there's a turnover, something happens, James Cook fumble, Baltimore gets up by 2 scores. I don't know if Buffalo can come back because their defense can't get stops and or the way that Baltimore plays. But I'm going to take the team with the points. I'm going to take the home team. I actually, while you guys were talking, I realized when I was thinking about this, I teased basically every game with Ohio State. So Ohio State down to 7.5. Now the line is 8.5. So it would be down to 1.5 or down to 2.5 under a field goal. I teased it with the first game. So I got the Chiefs down to 2.5.
Okay.
I got the Lions down to 2.5. I got the Lions down to 3, which is not a good bet, but I still did it.
Would you push everything down 6?
6.
Okay. So you'd have him. Well, if that, it'd be 6.
It was at 9 when I bet it, so it's at 3.
Okay.
And then I did this on, I guess it would have been Sunday night maybe. So I have the Ravens at plus 1.5 up to 7.5.
I like that.
Talking, I was like, wait a minute, I think I did the tease with the Ravens. So I wanted to look at it. So as you guys were talking, I just teased the other way. Bills up to 7.5 with Ohio State. This time it's at 2.5 instead. So yeah. Anyways, that's just one way you can do that. You can tease any of these because there's a lot of these games besides the Eagles game and now the Lions up to 9.5. The obvious teaser that everyone in the world is going to do, your public guy, is going to go Chiefs and whatever the side of the dog is on the Ravens Bills up to 7.5 because you go through the 3 and the 7. That's going to be like the most public teaser in the world. Plus, you're getting the 2 high-profile teams. Anyways, it's going to be a hell of a game. I hope you guys get to enjoy it because, unfortunately, I have a game at 2 o'clock on Saturday and I have a game at 5 o'clock on Sunday. I don't know who's scheduled.
What's the big game?
It's ridiculous. But as quickly, maybe we won't use our timeouts. Get those games over with, and then we'll be able to watch these games. So we'll be back next week. We still got the championship games next week. Then we got the Super Bowl coming up 2 weeks after that. Ray, you've said it a couple of times. Your Super Bowl pick is?
The Lions and the Ravens.
Okay, and I'm not going to ask you to pick who wins. Andy, who's your Super Bowl pick right now? Just your 2 teams, not your winner.
Well, the Lions are going to lose this weekend. So, Ravens and Commanders. Yep.
It's Commanders, and I
Battle Maryland.
I really want to see all season. I want to see Detroit and Buffalo. I think those 2 fan bases starve for a championship. That would be a hell of a game and a hell of a scenario for one of those teams to finally get it done.
They might like simulate WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Put those 2 fan bases together.
The parking lot gonna go wild, bro.
A Money in the Bank ladder match in the dead center of the field.
Alcohol consumed in that area would be insane and great. It's not going to happen now because fucking Major's on the same side with me. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to Setting the Edge. Major, I love you. I'm just kidding. We'll be back next week. Hopefully Tony can join us. Hopefully Major can join us for championship week. Join our competition. Follow our picks. Follow Ray's touchdown parlay. We were close last week, and if you get close enough, maybe you can just cash out like Andy. Congrats to Ray for taking $100 off of Andy's hard-earned money. It is going to be amazing. Hopefully, he screenshots it when that money comes through. If Andy can figure out
Donation.
And Major, since you are here.